Hi everyone, welcome to Hobby Hangout. Good news this week, John. Hopefully everyone can hear us and hear Ben eventually. Ben, do you want to just do a test for me?
This is Ben testing. Hopefully everyone can hear me out there in the world.
I think so. It's coming across fine for me. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Hobby Hangout. Your one stop for the week of hobby and community projects as well, where we go around and look at all the projects on tabletop, and we're going to be discussing what you're going to be doing on Friday, John.
Well, it's maybe not what I have in front of me that's on Friday.
Okay.
It might be something else. It might be a Thomas Menez piece.
Oh yes.
I'm going to work on Friday. But next week there is a quick look coming out because Charlie sent me something awesome.
Should we have a look at this first? Then?
Charlie sent me something awesome. Charlie sent me one of these bad boys.
That's a brick, John.
It's a brick. It's a brick with another brick on the top with a gun mounted in it.
Someone just carved a tank out of a brick.
Yes. It's one of the most.
Did you steal that from the foundations?
Yes. I just carved this myself by taking a lump of the building.
You're like the Simpsons, carved it from a bigger brick.
Carved a brick from a bigger brick. Yeah, so there'll be a quick look coming out for that next week, where I've done a little bit of an article chronicling how odd the Mouse is, because it's an incredibly odd vehicle. It's a hybrid.
Cool.
If you know what hybrid cars are.
Yes.
That petrol electric thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mouse is a diesel electric tank.
Oh, okay. I assume it's electric just to start the engine.
No, it's electric to actually drive.
Okay.
It drives on electric motors. It's an incredibly weird thing.
Okay, so stay tuned for that. There's a quick look next week for the Panzer Mouse. Did I get that right?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, close.
That is books and games and all sorts of different things.
Oh, you nerd.
Yeah. I know, total nerd.
Got books and stuff. You really need a poster. I was saying this to Ben earlier. He needs a poster for his left, I think. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, just there somewhere. It would be good to have something there. Or I can just buy more games.
Should we send you over like a My Little Pony poster from River Horse?
You can do. Yeah. I would love that.
I'm sure you would.
I mean, that D&D to Tolkien, to Jim Butcher, and ponies as well. We'll reach every audience we can.
I think we've lost them.
I think we have lost them.
I think we pushed the ponies too far.
Oh no, he's there.
No,
he's still here.
It was a delayed cringe.
Okay. If at any point Ben cuts out, or he just stops talking, let's just assume that he's lost his connection.
Yeah.
Because
I am currently piggybacking off I don't know how many people's Wi-Fi, so.
Okay. So we want to get into the very first project. We looked at this last week, and I think, John, you're going to be pleasantly surprised by this. Who knows?
Okay.
But we also get to see Ben's reaction to Amanda's pink sherbet tank. So she's finally completed it, and after weeks, or actually months of begging you to paint a pink tank, she's done it herself, and here we have. This should rotate. Yes, there we go. You lost for words, John.
I remember what I said last week, where I was like, "This is so amazing! Like the weathering on it is fantastic and stuff. It's just a shame about the choice of color, but it is a really, really tidy piece. And for 15mm, that weathering is more than enough for something that size, which is great."
I'm loving some of the comments here. John is dead.
John is dead.
John is dead. Yeah, the Amanda never ceases to amaze with the rust effects, and what she's been doing on this thing, and it's surprising how well it looks for being pink, and it makes you kind of wonder what other colors can you paint a tank that'll suit for what would this camouflage in?
If desert? Yeah, probably. If Tank Girl is anything to go by, you can paint the tank any color.
Yeah. I guess. This is very clever as well, because Amanda's went in and shown off all the paints that she used as well. So if you want to try this out for yourself, why not give it a go? And we have some comparison here between this big tank and this little sherbert as well. It looks so cute beside it.
It looks like a Warlord Games Tiger.
Yeah.
The 28mm Tiger. But a nerdy part of me is very happy with what Amanda's done because she's made the track correct. She hasn't just dry brushed silver over it because that's wrong, kinda. And actually made it look like the rubber pad track that most of the Germans had. So that gave me a little nerd smile there seeing that.
The track would just mostly be black covered in dirt.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we got, and that's perfect.
I see. Awesome stuff. I've also just noticed that I'm still logged into the website, so let me just log out just in case anything bad or private pops up from people's projects. I think we should be okay. We've learned this.
I'm a huge fan of Girls in Panzer, but I will never paint a force from that series.
There we go. We lost Ben. We lost Ben. I'm just going to stop that or remove Ben from the equation for a little second, just in case any of my own contacts gets leaked.
Did we reconnect there? Or?
We may. Ben, can you?
I may be back.
Okay.
There we go.
This, as I say, I think somewhere the gods are now annoyed at me for my internet shenanigans. So.
But that's awesome tank there from Amanda. Why can't I click in there? It's frustrating.
There you go.
There we go. Next up, we have another project which should be quite interesting for John, I believe. It is
more tanks.
More tanks. So this is a World War 20mm Battle Group Endless project by Piers.
Yes, I've seen this one coming up now and again just to see what's happening and what he's been up to.
I thought this would pique your interest, John, but what kind of like caught my eye from the very beginning was that what I don't see happening very often. I don't know if you do it, John, or if I've seen it many in the projects, but people are
continuing the camouflage.
Yeah, the camouflage right all the way down.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen too often.
Believe it or not, there was research put into doing that, and whether it was worth painting the camouflage over the wheels or not on a vehicle.
And did it improve?
The British Army decided with not really, because if someone with epilepsy happens to look at the thing when it's driving up a road, that may cause a seizure.
Okay.
If the wheel is half and half a colour and it's spinning like buggery, they were concerned that some of their soldiers might actually have a fit. So they decided not to do that. A lot of World War II stuff, because camouflaging vehicles was still a young art back then. They just did it anyway, and yeah, it's not something you see often in the hobby because a lot of people go by the more modern ethos of, well, why bother? Because it'll probably get covered in mud and rubbish anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to see.
It kind of camos itself.
Yeah, it kind of hides itself really through all the crap that it drives through. But this is a nice looking Japanese force.
Yeah,
it's been nice. It's been nice seeing all the stuff that he's been doing, and he's sort of, dividing away from the European theatre and instead looking towards like the Pacific as well, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Because I believe Piers does a lot of stuff like directly for the battle group guys. I think the guys at PSC, which is pretty cool. So it's nice to see some of his stuff popping up in their books and things, which is cool.
Very nice.
His stuff's excellent. That wood effect on the rifles is great looking.
Very nice work.
Yep.
Very, very nice. I like how he's even got like the bushes camouflaging him.
Yep.
So they're not randomly placed.
Yeah, it's like they're properly down in their little trenches and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some Italian front Germans as well.
Italian Germans.
The camo. Look at the camo in these actually. I mean,
I wouldn't envy painting that at all. And
oh my god!
I've tried German PDOT and that's enough for me. So
that doesn't look overly complicated though. Like whenever you strip it down to its bare bones of painting that.
It's like a beige base with brown and green splotches with these little lines of contra colours in through them.
It doesn't look it's tedious, but it doesn't look overly complicated.
Jerry, I don't think it's Splinter. he's maybe trying to paint it as Splinter, but well, actually, yeah, you're kind of right. Up close, yeah,
That's very
it's kind of
cool.
looking like Splinter patterns. So, yeah.
Very nice work there as well. Okay, next up we have Curious work as well. Let me just close that. There we go. This is a limited edition Rogue Trader Spaced Out Space Marines. This was an old sculpt that came out in the 80s, and he's like revisited
Wow.
them as well. I think they were for like Christmas.
It
'Cause
really
I feel festive.
it really plays into that. Let's have a look at a classic model and paint it in a more modern or a contemporary style.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I feel? I just read the shoulder pads. Yeah.
Curious also has like a really clean paint scheme. I've noticed across a lot of his paint stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like as we've seen in like back in December, he won a golden demon for or a bronze demon for his Sisters of Silence.
Very cool.
And then
yeah.
now this month he's like working on these here, and they look so. Even just like the facial expressions on them.
Yep.
I really like how this one is like clearly just he's boozed up a little bit too much.
Looks like
here.
he's had a bit much, yeah.
Yeah, he really looks like he's about to stumble over. Although this kind of answers the question of like for Sam, that if they do YMCA pose, will they chop off their head?
I think they would though.
Maybe if you raise that other arm.
Yeah. That one's probably already pressing into the side of his skull anyway. So.
Space Marines have specially reinforced necks for this kind of thing.
I see.
Their necks are
That's-
like a foot wide.
Yeah, that's the canon now. So
Alright, next up we have the Middle-earth Right Rune. For this is February's Recruit a Gamer Challenge by Ninjili.
oh, sweet.
So we put out a request. Was it last weekend or was it the weekend before? But it was last weekend.
Last weekend.
So February is Recruit a Gamer Month, or as one of the community members called Snatch a Normie Month. Which I kind of misheard. I thought they were saying Snatch an Army, but it's not. It's Snatch a Normie.
Which would also make sense.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. But Ninjili is working up towards painting all of the. What is this? It's the.
All the stuff from the new starter set for Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what I was thinking of. Pelennor Fields. Thank you very
That's
much,
the-
John.
God, there's two. Like there's a Lord of the Rings fan on that webcam below us there, and you didn't even get that as quick as I did. You should be ashamed of yourself, Ben.
Ben's going to make it up. He'll bring out some tank facts.
If he can school me, I'll be very impressed.
Well, I have my alternative tanks facts, so they're the key creme de la creme of this.
We can see all these build schemes that are going across for these. However, there's something that really struck my eye, and I thought it was very smart, but I don't know if I would like to try it myself. So these are the ghosts, or the undead.
The army of the dead.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. But what he's done, and these look incredible. Like, these look perfect for what the film quality suggests that they look like as well. But what he did to do this is clearly a dry brush. But if you scroll down, we can see here. Let me just like copy this into the chat before I forget as well. He primed the sprues.
Oh, I hate doing that.
So I've seen this done before, but I've never seen it like done recently. And I thought it was like pretty ingenious that he just like prime the sprue, paint the model, and then dry brush the rest.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you can do that for every army you come across. It would only work really for these.
The sort of more monochromatic style, yeah.
Yeah. But what a genius way of how you speed up painting an army.
At the end of the day, though, you still have to build it. But I guess with doing it on the sprue, you're not missing those awkward spots after the model's built.
I don't think I'd ever paint on a sprue, especially if it was these kind of armies. I think that might be an idea, but I don't think I'd do it for every single unit out. that existed, because my friend's done that, and then you always see the glue marks left after overwards, and it's really, really hard to try and get rid of those. So
that's what Jerry says here is the touch up after you clip it. It's the most difficult part. But 20 models painted in what he says here is 5 hours. That's pretty good by...
Most of that with time spent waiting for washes to dry, probably.
Yeah.
Or using a hairdryer.
Yeah.
But the end result is great. The end result is exactly what the Army of the Dead looked like.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because granted, if you did, I don't know, John, how long it takes you to do a couple models, but if it was me, 5 hours, I would get maybe 2, maybe 3 at tops finished.
5 hours might, if I'm production lining, might get me 5 models base coated.
Wow.
As people that have come into the visitor centre on the weekends when I've been working on some of my Primera stuff, I've just taken a little holder out and started painting one colour at a time across 6 models or 7 models. It's taken me 3 weeks so far, and I'm still not finished base coating. Those are 6-hour shifts.
Wow. John gets paid by the hour here, you see.
Not by the amount of models I've done. Otherwise, I would be incredibly broke.
Okay. Next up, we have Baron von Uppercase's work with Kingdom Death, from Intimacy Mail to Crystal Skin. What she said here is, at the very start of the project, she said that she didn't like the Intimacy model. Essentially, the sculpt was pretty pathetic, and the weapon didn't really fit right on the model itself. So she decided to completely, what did she do? She took away some of the details on it and decided to build these crystal pieces on it.
Yep.
Because apparently, without spoiling too much, I think you can get like crystal armor in Kingdom Death. I'm not too sure, but I thought this was pretty incredible. Like, just taking little pieces of sculpt from, well, I assume these are just like a sprue, yeah, and then you just carve around them and add them to these, and then just like build it up as well. You can see here I went and been voting as well, my time. But she said that she didn't like this color scheme, which I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good start. But the way she was doing them, she wanted something a bit more different. She's completely like
stripped it again.
Yeah, she completely stripped it and started back over again. Which I think she mentioned that it took some of the detail off the model. But I think where she's going now, probably a bit more realistic in terms of crystal skin. I'm going a little bit too fast, I apologize.
The higher contrast is immediately helping.
Yeah. And you'll see here now as well, she gets into a much deeper blue.
Yeah.
So it actually, that kind of looks a bit like true sapphire.
Yeah.
I would say like maybe, it's kind of difficult to say when you paint gems, because she even has some suggestions of how they looked. If I open up Pinterest here, you can see the actual image. So this is what, like, the type of thing that she's going for.
Yeah.
This really dark blue. And I think it's kind of coming across here. I think little highlights here and there will come, bring it together.
It's hard to get on gems that small, I think. But I think it's working pretty well. I like the freehand work on the stomachs and stuff as well. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Sort of bringing across that muscle, the
really
muscle tone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it probably looks a bit better as well, looking like this rather than just a normie skin. Having some crystal armor would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of the races from Gloomhaven, the Orchids. Yeah. If anybody knows Gloomhaven in the comments, but
or a bit like that race from Gates of Antares.
Oh yeah,
Boromite.
Yes.
The Boromites, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna drop what I'm.
You also getting all left.
Yeah, I got all left. There.
I'm gonna drop what I'm talking about into the chat. People will see the.
Awesome stuff there from Baron von Uppercase as well. Next up, we have the 8th Army Indian Infantry, which was suggested by Oriskany in the Hobby Hangout thread. And if we go down, we can see just why this was suggested. It's a very interesting project. I thought the details on these were
that is a tidy
incredible.
job.
Let me bring in the Photoshop and we can get an actual closer look here. Nice high res image too, always a good sign.
Oof. Oh, high res. Oof.
So juicy. That is a beautifully tidy paint job.
It's a simple base as well, but I think you can be. I think you can ignore the base because, like the paint scheme, it draws your eyes to the actual paint scheme rather than the base, and I think
they are fighting in a desert.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
there's not much you can really do.
You're pretty limited to sand, dead grass, slightly larger
Maybe
rocks.
Put in a couple of coyote skulls.
Yeah.
But yeah, a really, really nice paint job on these. Let's check out any other images here. Then we have some of the housing as well.
I think it's really nice to see soldiers that aren't necessarily just your traditional Caucasian ones as well. I think that's a nice thing about this, especially since that kit comes with so many different options as well. Like I believe there's options for like the Scots in there and all sorts too. So yeah, that's really cool. It's nice to see an entire squad of them too. Very good.
Very good stuff. We have quite a bit of terrain here, so this is an all-encompassing project. Really nice stuff. So not just the miniatures, we've got some terrain as well, and I would like to see maybe if we can get like a battle report at the end of this project. Would be quite interesting to see. I think let's go up to one of the bigger armies. We can actually see who win nice and close here. Let's see them.
Yeah, that is really, really nice.
Like how they're all very like subtly different, like maybe some of the like not just the poses but even just the color of the turbans, etc. Really nice work. Very, very nice. Awesome stuff. Let's move them. We'll bring us back. Okay. Next we have 144 artists explore into Volsung. We don't get to see much Volsung as of recent.
It's a shame because Volsung's a fantastic.
Let me just bring it back to the project. If you want to check out that project yourself, I've just linked it in the comments. And then we're going to look at this Volsung project now. So let's have a look here. Very, very nice work here from 144 artist. We've seen his paint jobs before. Now, I have mixed feelings about this model.
I think it's hilarious.
I say mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about the paint job, and that's only because I can't tell if they've just escaped a prison or they've escaped a 70s disco. I think it's great because like it looks like the bouncer's just been off the dance floor, dancing like Boogie Fever or something, and then we have the little mob boss just behind him, like whispering in some dance moves or suggesting like, can we put on something else?
Can we listen to some ABBA for a while?
Yeah. That'd be such a cool, like, even if you just sculpt in just these into flares, oh, it'd be perfect. And the paint job on it is phenomenal. Just the glasses even to go by.
The goggles add so much character to that.
Really nice work. I really like
couldn't
that.
take
That's
photos
cool.
of my stuff that close.
That's it as well. It's another interesting thing is like the photography on this is on par. Really, really nice work. I really like this paint. It almost looks like an oil painting.
Yeah.
Using this kind of technique.
Yep.
Like it's not blended in. It's very like hard contrast edges for this like nice leather coat, I assume. Awesome work. there's so much detail in the face that you can kind of like get away with like some of these like little paint brush strokes on the shoes. But that's a really nice technique, and I really like it. Saturday Night
It kind
Fever.
of reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of like cartoon, comic book style art. Yeah, it's really good, and it works really well for Volsung as well. So.
Yeah, I wonder if we could do like a Saturday Night Fever Volsung scenario as Sundance.
I'm sure you could.
Suggesting. I think it would work quite well for Volsung.
Be quite interesting, yeah.
Just the look at the eyes on that. that's quite a fearsome looking image.
That guy is coming to punch you in the face with that mechanical arm.
Doesn't even look like he's gonna punch you with his mechanical arm. Looks like he's punching it with you.
He's like showing you the mechanical arm.
He's like, I can use this arm, but I choose not to.
Yeah.
I'll punch you with my free arm.
It's like my real arm is to punch
I'm gonna punch you with my strong hand.
my mechanical arm is to kill you.
There's also, we have Vigio, Roberto's brother Vito. I always call him Vigio. But I really like his paint scheme, most particularly the face, because it's already got that like decayed look about it already, because he's washed away in the fishes.
He's got a Tommy gun.
And I don't know if the base comes with this as well, but I really like the base that he's just like, he's climbed out of the river and he's like, alright, who's next? Who did this to me?
You give me concrete boots, I'm going to give you a bullet to the face.
Really nice work. Very simple like paint scheme as well. It's just like small details, and like the green's just like washed in as well. Very, very nice.
That face
and then
is
that
terrifying.
face as well, like that decayed look, and then the red eye looking at you. It's not personal, it's business. Okay, it's a little personal. Very nice work there from 144 artist. I think I pasted it in. I didn't. Okay, there we go. Next up, we have Operation completed. We have 2 more projects to look at, and then we're going to be announcing the community spotlight, which should be very interesting for us, I think. But we have this Horus 500 Operation completed.
Which is just a bundle of amazing painted projects.
Yeah,
that I need to actually sit down and look through properly now.
I was looking through this earlier, and I thought, like, it gives the idea that he had, it's a lot of Kickstarter boxes. He's got a big collection over the couple of years, but he's actually gone in and he's like touching up some miniatures.
Yep.
Especially like Hero Quest and stuff, yeah. I mean Warhammer Quest and things.
Yeah. So we have these here as well. He put them on the wrong bases apparently, but he decided, who cares? Not me. I'm gonna just base them anyway. And he did a really fine job of the basing on these, I think. Not to mention the paint job. I think for that, like Egyptian force, it's very, very cool and very suited as well.
God, those are nice looking models too.
They are for the GW range, I think.
The Tomb Kings, the old
Tomb Kings,
yeah.
That have now gone the way of the dodo. So
that's a shame, because those
Ushabti, I think they are.
Anubis.
The Ushabti bits. It's
the Ushabti is a statue of an Anubis, isn't it? Not?
Anubis is a character.
Anubis is a god itself, right? Yes.
Yeah,
so the Ushabti is the actual doggy creature itself.
Anubis weighs your life in,
right,
if you're accepted to go into heaven or hell, or the Egyptian equivalent, from what I remember.
but then all the characters are sort of based on the characters from in Egyptian mythology. So you've got like a Sobek and a Horus and stuff there too, which is cool. So.
And then we have like in February he was watching Vikings, so he decided to bring out some of his Empire Noble for Warhammer Quest, toying around with some of the horseback miniatures as well, as you can see here in the far right, a little one with horseback.
I have nearly all of those warrior priest models somewhere in my house. So apart from that guy at the front who's holding his hammer right in the air, I don't have him. But God, I love warrior priests. They're so cool.
They are very cool looking. I think they would work well in other games as well.
He loves this this theme of like this really rich blue and red going on. They're two very nice colours that work together.
Oh,
that's a blank page.
That's Photoshop. We have some other, like just as you say, John, that he loves these bright, vibrant colours. That's a very cool looking colour scheme.
Is that a purple fish on that guy's shield?
I think it is.
A purple
Yes.
fish on that guy's
It is
shield.
a purple fish.
What's the reasoning behind the purple fish?
I don't know, John.
I have
gonna
no
have
idea.
To, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say. You'll have to message them and find out for yourself.
I have to.
I'm going to check if that was actually attached to the hired sword in the original sculpt.
The cloth work on this is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's very nice detail.
Very silky looking,
Yeah.
or satiny sort of green.
Yes, the original hired sword did have a fish, just nailed to
just
his.
nailed to his shield. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's some kind of heraldry maybe for him potentially. But,
Jerry says that Ronnie said that Mordheim was total fish. Is that a reference to something, Jerry? Anyway, we'll next look at
Wartime is amazing.
Chaos Reavers.
Chaos stuff always draws my attention, but at the same time, I can never sit down and actually paint anything.
I've never seen such colourful Chaos models.
There's so much flesh. I can't paint all that flesh.
Chaos.
It's so hard to paint flesh.
every time I've seen like a Chaos model, they're always drenched in red.
Yeah.
Whereas these,
especially if they're corn, yeah. So.
Yeah, these don't seem too bloody. They actually look like an actual force with a bit of contrast.
Are you going to dare and say that the blood on the models is tastefully done?
Yes.
The blood effects are tastefully applied. Because this guy at the front with the flail,
yeah,
clearly just caved someone's head in. So.
Mm-hmm.
He does say that he hates the all corn must be red idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think if you're going to paint all corn completely red, you may as well just go into that thought process of Lloyd with the plastic bag trays.
You see, I went and subverted the colours where I did all their skin as like demonic red, and then did their armour in sort of metal.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of going for the idea that they'd all just become demonic rather than
what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Look
Because who has red armor? Who spends the time to paint their armor red? I mean,
I don't know. If you look at 40k,
I ain't seen nothing yet, fellas.
oh no, what have you done?
15 mil movement tray. Look at the tiny bag.
Looks more suspicious that size bag, Lloyd. So next we have some Terminators. After leaving the set untouched for years, I finally broke the seal and tried behind the Terminators. To be perfectly honest, they were boring to paint, didn't feel love at all. Personally, I blame the Space Hulk project on tabletop that has several editions of the game somewhere. So even though he didn't like painting these, he's done a fantastic job, and just having the competition of on tabletop Space Hulk challenge.
I just love the fact that he was like, didn't enjoy painting them, but they look awesome anyway. It's like, oh, of course they did.
Didn't enjoy painting them, just did them anyway. That's a true champion of the hobby right there.
Thing is, I absolutely love Terminators, and the problem now is that the Primaris Marines, the standard Marines, are taller than the Space Marine Terminator. That doesn't make them any less awesome. It just means I wish they were bigger now.
I'm sure they'll be coming soon.
I can see why, like I can see why he didn't enjoy it, because you can see like some of the things he's just kind of like, he hasn't did that much of attention to detail. They still look great, but you can tell like I don't think he enjoyed these at all. That's okay. Then on February as well we have Bjorn, Felhan, and the Sisters of Silence.
I think Bjorn was a fantastic model out of the Prospero box. It was a gorgeous model. I know we have him for our 30k Space Wolves, and I really enjoyed painting him.
And this, I really like this color, or this painting technique that I've been seeing in the last couple of projects.
It's like broader, it's like hard edging, but it's just using a broader brush just to add that sort of
it's like
colourful shade.
painting acrylic.
Yeah. The Sisters of Silence look great.
Very, very cool. Very
I've got a set of those sitting around somewhere because I was determined to do like a Sisters of Battle style army, but then I never did. Oh no, that's what I was going to use them as female Stormcast in a Age of Sigmar army, and then they came out with lots of female Stormcast and lots of heads for them as well. So,
So that idea went down the drain.
so that I do it down the drain. So, yeah.
I would say like give the beard or the hair a little bit more highlight, but I think it looks kind of cool.
It matches the rest of the model currently,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't complain.
That's good. Very, very nice. Awesome stuff. Let me just paste that in as well because I keep forgetting.
Ooh, he's the Song of Ice and Fire stuff is very nice.
Are you looking on down the Ice and Fire?
I know. I've delved further down.
We'll go down and have a little nosy because this is from September. We'll stick to close by. But yeah, I think we have we not gone through these before.
I can't remember, but they look amazing.
Yeah. As you say, John, like these really nice, bright, vibrant colours
He
contrasted.
nails his vibrant colours, which is really cool. Stop clicking on the darker images, get to the one
I
I want.
was trying to.
That one.
This one?
Yes. There you go. That's where you really see the skill in painting a nice vibrant colour there. Those are so nice.
Oh my god, this lucky bastard. He got a copy of Warhammer Quest and he had an extra set of characters in the box. God damn it. So he's got 2 of each of the heroes.
Oh, good one.
That
I want Warhammer Quest.
that flag.
Yeah, that is so pretty.
You can see the rippling of the flag, the fabric. That is really cool.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm delving further down into the.
Yeah, stop that, Ben.
Then pay attention.
I can't have the stream on because otherwise everything crashes. So I don't know what you're doing.
Now I'm going back. Okay. Next up we have Yogi paints large minis and busts. We've seen some of his stuff before. The Jon Snow piece, but Yogi Berra has been working this time on this Vampire Queen, Charlotte the Vampire Queen. I can't remember where they're from, but
From the Reaper Masters series.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, wait. Sorry, that was the blood. That was where the blood was from. I don't know where the miniature's from. Disregard anything I just said.
I wasn't
Okay.
listening anyway, Ben.
Oh.
But
That can we go
Eclipse
back up to
miniatures.
the
Aha,
top
that's
image
where
of
she's
it?
yeah,
Oh, no.
I will go back, John.
Yeah.
But I want to point out something. This is not the first one of these
Oh,
he's painted.
I have a call. 1 second.
He's painted it
I've
before
been-
in purple, so this was the first
Yeah.
piece. We'll just ignore Ben that has a call.
Hi there.
He's just muted his mic. So.
We'll just we'll hold on. We're just there we go. We'll just ignore that. So not only is he painted already, he's going back and painting it again with like the red corset this time, in a much bloodier scene. But he's planning to go into a competition piece with this.
Yeah. The way that corset has turned out, when you see it in the in that image, that genuinely feels like that's being made out of felt. The way the lighting is capturing it and highlighting it in certain parts, and the way it fades right down into like a deep red / purple, it makes it feel really rich. It's got vibrancy at the top and richness into the shading of it.
The fact that red is the only color on it as well.
Everything else
Really-
is so monochromatic, so you're just drawn
Like here's how
drawn to her figure, I guess.
here's
is
how
the
it
best way to
looks
say it.
here,
Mm.
just without all the effects in the background, like unprofessional photo here. But what's that? Beefy Summers? Beefy Summers? Oh, Buffy Summers.
Oh.
It's Buffy Summers. She's
Thank
killed her.
you.
Oh.
Oh, what a shame. Don't care. Move on.
But as you can see, as you said, John, like even just the red, this really works well in the shading on this piece.
Yeah.
Even without the nice proper photography of it.
It feels like it needs to be in a, like, what if he takes it to a display.
To the
Yeah.
flesh. Really impressive stuff. Really like it.
See, Recon shares my opinion.
Okay, I'm too busy looking at the description. Okay, so for bring us back to us, I need to log in, and then we can actually continue to the community spotlight. Hopefully, the stream is down. What?
Jerry just told us the stream's down.
Jerry has mentioned that the stream is down, but it shouldn't be. Are we still back? I think we should be back. Maybe it's just Jerry.
If that's Sundancer saying all quit as well.
I'm back for 1 second. Actually,
Welcome back, Ben. I think, yeah. That's weird because
Amanda refreshed and it's fine.
I think if you just
I may have to leap away again in a second.
That's fine.
This is the perils of moving into a new place and having to get your internet sorted. You see.
it's alright because apparently other people are getting their internet failing on them as well because it didn't come up that the stream has died for us. But as we finish off the community or hobby hangout, we're going to be looking at this week's community spotlight. So
Oh yes.
You sound excited for this one, Ben.
Ben, you got to choose quite a few of these this week, but I think we're on similar levels. Whenever I was checking through the projects yesterday, I thought like, oh well, Ben's already got it covered. But first off,
yeah, the first one is amazing. I absolutely love this. It's so good.
so this is Kako Fold, which I think is a new community member.
I think so. Yeah.
So this is a competition piece, but this is an amazing Fallout board. Or not just Fallout, but like...
Yeah, so it's designed for Fallout Wasteland Warfare, but it's based on the Roanoke region of the US, and that star that you see in the background is actually something from around that area that exists up in the landscape.
Oh.
And so his idea is that he's trying to tell a story with this terrain piece, and the ghouls in the area now worship that, and the Mr. Handy that keeps it working. And they've even captured an engineer that they have down in that little vault underneath, where they make him finish, make him keep Mr. Handy working so that he can keep the star going. So that was very cool.
This is a beautiful use of that LED rope.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought it was illuminated. Now I see the darker image and I'm like, oh my god, no, that is really something special.
Yeah. Well, one of the great things about that I like as well is that we're not looking at a Fallout landscape which is like arid desert wasteland that's been blasted. It's not like Nevada, that kind of like Death Valley kind of thing, Las Vegas. It's proper deep countryside, a little bit like what you would have seen in Fallout 76, which the less said about the better.
If
but
anyone
anyway,
was looking at Fallout 76 these days.
yeah. This is a lot better graphical fidelity than Fallout 76. So.
Oh, you guys are not holding back.
That was a
are you?
cheap shot, man. That was a real cheap shot.
Terrible game by an aging company. But there we go.
So this is the project here. If we just want to go through it.
Yeah. Back to actual miniatures. Yeah.
Not the game, but this is how you constructed the table. This looks like he's just made this himself, actually, out of maybe 3D printed.
Yeah, that looks 3D printed to me.
He ordered. It says here for the. What are you looking at?
We
were looking at Dr. Pepper boxes and Mountain Dew boxes at the minute, Ben. Oh, he's gone! That's it. Poor Ben, we've lost him again. But the work that's gone into making these buildings, considering they're all scratch built.
Is that house made of corkboard?
Looks like it, John. Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
It looks like like toilets or.
It does look like a public.
Like public bathrooms. Yeah. It's very like traditional techniques used in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought and efforts went into that, and it is superb.
You know what it reminds me of? I played a lot of Left 4 Dead years and years ago, and this is what this reminds me of. Particularly like the star.
Yeah.
In Left 4 Dead 2, there's a carnival level, which I absolutely loved. And it's really hitting my nostalgia hard here for this stuff.
Yeah. Can we go back a couple images? I want to look at the illuminated string stuff.
Illuminated string.
Yeah.
Yes.
How cool is that? I need some of that.
Does it say where he got it? It's EL neon wire from
Yeah.
Amazon. Pretty bright in the dark, nearly as bright in the daylight still. For $16, it's perfect. It's some basic cutting and electrical cable to make sure it will run off one battery pack.
Yeah, that is super.
For $16, that's pretty phenomenal.
Yep.
For that.
It's really cool. I gotta find an excuse to use that very soon. Apparently our voices dropped off.
It's maybe because of Ben, I assume.
Yeah.
I assume Skype does like some audio conditioning, which is great. Skype is great. Love it.
Skype is a flawless program.
We'd like to dream, John.
Yep.
Dropped in like singing like Barry White. Very nice stuff here. Warren, you would quite like this. Okay. Yes, it's here, but it's not uploaded. Okay. That is,
There's some shit you guys are not allowed to know yet.
that didn't work for me. I got no ASMR from that.
You got no ASMR from
No.
that? That's because I wasn't doing that.
Oh, gross. Moving on. Willing up to this here. Oh, wow.
611. Fault 611.
Is that from one I haven't played?
Never heard.
No.
No.
I thought maybe like it came from 76 or something.
No. Unless it has, and I've just not played it enough. 3 hours doesn't get you around the map because you generally stand and twitch in one place.
So, John, this is the real star,
Do you know what? He's done
and
a
then
fantastic.
this is the fake, the faux.
He's done a
star.
fantastic representation of it.
Yeah, I think it looks superb. It looks exactly the piece that it is, and I love that he's even replicated like the tourist attraction spot where you
Yep.
go out and look, and then you've got the vault just underneath it as well. Fantastic work, and the photography as well is really beautiful. However, he's managed that with like all that lighting effects and getting such good photography out of it. Really impressive stuff. I think these are toilets, you know, John.
They could well be. They could well be.
I love that the road is all broken up as well.
I would only suggest that he blended the road in a bit
Into
more
the
to
map a
the
wee bit
scatter.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it look like it's starting to disappear.
Or even maybe like bring the scatter up onto the road as well,
Yep.
which he's done with here with the trees and stuff. But I think a little bit more like damage worn, and I hate to say it, but like roadkill smeared across the road, I think would be a really cool touch as well.
Yeah.
Is that? That's cool.
I think those are from the Wasteland Warfare
Yeah.
sets as well, the terrain sets.
Here we can see here actual
Ah.
photography work being done. Isn't that? That is cool. So he's gone to a lot of effort into this piece here, and it really shows. Really, really nice work.
I love it when people take photos of people taking photos.
But look at that. That looks
Yeah.
like an actual movie piece
That's a proper cinematic shot, and it's fantastic.
there. That's cool. Look at that. Okay, we'll not spend too much time oogling over that piece. Really well done, and you can see why it's deserving of community spotlight this week. Next up, we have Elysium 64 with SLA industry characters. These, I wish Ben was here to talk about these because I have no idea what they're about. But I thought, like, even so, the paint scheme on these are fantastic. I'd love to know, like, what the story was. She shot before in the head, or is this like
she a
something?
robot?
Is this tattoo piece, or I don't know. She could be a robot, John. Maybe that's where she plugs in, recharges.
The USB.
Yeah. But that's such a cool color scheme as well, and with the denim jacket, I think it works really nicely.
Beautiful work.
And then we have this weird looking contraption here, which is terrifying. I'd love to see that in the Fallout universe.
you do get stuff like that in the Fallout universe.
Yeah, I know they're kind of like Android stuff,
Yeah,
but I'd love to see this. Not walking like a robot on 2 feet, but I'd love to see this like almost like crawl back, and then it just like, because you would just see the legs walk towards you and you'd be like, oh, it's just a friendly robot, and then it kind of like curls up and brings these knives out as well from it, and you'd be like
Right. Next
I think that'd be a very interesting piece.
Yep.
It's actually a Necron trying to be a hidden human. It does appear a bit
Sounds about right.
Necron. And then lastly, for the community spotlight this week, we have Quantum Pete. I think you might actually enjoy this, John.
Yeah.
This is a Prussian 11th Brigade. Look how cute that little horse is. And that's such a nice color scheme. But it's not just that model. He
So
has
the whole
an
army.
entire fleet.
Oh, he's done them actually on the march, which is really cool, like marching in column. That's really nice.
Really, really nice stuff. If we go into his actual project here, we can see, have a nosy. And then if I paste that in, there we go. We can see more photographs from this piece. I love these really bright color schemes. I know that's what the uniform wear, but I really, really like how people are achieving those colors.
This style of like really hard broad brush strokes for the highlighting and the main colors and stuff is like really taking off on the site. Seeing a lot more of this coming up.
I like how he's actually managed to completely match the base
Yeah.
to the mat.
Yeah.
It's the same flock, but like that's some dedication, making your own table with the same flock.
Keeping that
Two
all
bases.
important continuity going.
That bit, like that really, it doesn't, because some bases really separate the miniatures off the table, I think.
Yep.
Um,
But these ones, in particular, the miniatures do that themselves anyway.
Yeah.
They don't need framed by their base.
yes. Very, very nice. Well, it's so weird. It feels so quiet. I feel like I'm not.
Yeah, there's no.
I
Ben
feel like I'm
laughing
not
at us in
streaming
the
because
background.
there's no. We can't hear the music.
Yep.
And then because we can't hear Ben, it feels like I'm just talking to myself. I feel like I'm just talking to you, John. So it's weird.
Yeah.
But thank you very much anyway for joining me this week on Hobby Hangout. I hope you guys will stick around for next week as well. We have some very cool things coming up this week. So tomorrow we have Brother Justin will be debuting his himself on the website with Menace mashup tutorial. And essentially what has happened is Thomas Menace came into the studio and converted a Space Marine to Justin running around conventions with a microphone.
Yep. So that's tomorrow.
yeah.
That video's going out tomorrow, and then on Friday, the live stream, my live stream will be taking that miniature and chucking some color onto it as well.
Yeah, because I think it's about time we painted Thomas Menace.
So the best bit about that is I just have to walk down to the Weekender set and take a picture of the big banner we use as my color reference.
I thought you were gonna say like, why don't you just bring in Justin? I'll be like, can you just sit there
Can
for a minute?
you sit there for a minute? I need to do like a portrait of you on
Maybe
your
you'll
own
just be
face.
like this here with a paintbrush. Stop moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't know who we are, come across to ontabletop.com. We have some very cool things out this week, like that Thomas Menace stuff and new painting on Friday. We'll have the Weekender as per usual, but that's all for Hobby Hangout today. We'll catch you again next week. Hopefully we'll have Ben back on normal internet again, and yeah, we'll maybe even have a special guest. Who knows who's coming in? But thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, Ben. Whenever you watch us back, maybe.
Wherever you are.
And thank you very much to you as well for joining Hobby Hangout. Bye.
Take care.